Here you have got a very serious question to ask you today. Don't you just hate rampant fannyism? Rampant fanboys and rampant fangirls can't control themselves in the sight of even abject shite? And you've probably seen these people up and down the internet highway and the Twitter M8s and the Facebook 180s and I don't know, I'm just making up road names now that don't even exist. Does 180 exist? Route 66, baby. Aye, you know what I mean, but they're just like these people that no matter what Sony, Microsoft or Nintendo or whoever really shove it into your face is the best thing since sliced toast. And there's a danger with fanboyism, fangirlism, fan-personism, fanaticism. We'll just say that for now on, right? Because I can't be bothered doing all these gender, sex, names, woman this and man that and all that geek. And it's even coming to the point where I don't like to call myself a fan or something because fan is an abbreviation of fanatic. And I'm not really fanatical about anything. I mean, I like a lot of stuff, but to say I'm fanatical about it, no. But that doesn't mean to say I won't defend something if I think you're acting a prick about it, you understand? Yes. You fully understand what I'm saying. It's okay to like something, it's okay to defend something, but if it really is, you know, poor for whatever reason, monetary value, or the game just doesn't work, or whatever you like doesn't work, don't be afraid to go, oh, I demand better of you, because you know why? Because see, your business is built off of people like me. It's built off of the backs of the gamer, and that's what I am. I am a gamer, even though that sort of name is having its own toxic connotations with it now. It's like gamers are just like sometimes seen as crybabies or entitled or just downright ungrateful a lot of the time, and that is in large part to being a fanatic about things like, oh my god, I bought myself an Xbox. That means it's the only machine to use from now on. You cannot play in anything else. Nintendo, Sony, Atari. And not only can you not play with these other machines, you cannot criticise the one you own. Otherwise, you are automatically a shill or a paid for person by the opposition. If I came on and said, I've been playing Xbox all my life, I've enjoyed Halo, but Halo 5 was a bit in the pish side, and a fanatic would pop its wee head up and go, oh, you can't slag off Halo 5, it's the best thing ever, but you paid by Sony to say that? Aye, you get hit with shite like that quite often. I'm now just imagining that's what it takes for Sony to shell out some money towards you, slag off their competition. Oh, aye, that's really damaged its reputation. Nothing to do with its poor games lineup, its underpowered machines, its bad online game practices. It's yeah, we'll take your pick there with just about any of these companies. They don't always push forward the value and what they sell to you. Although I think in Microsoft's case that's going to change slightly. With Game Pass has been really well received for the most part, apart from some Sony fanboys. Sorry, fanatics. Whereas I don't use Game Pass because I like to collect my games in a physical medium with a disc in the box and all that, and all the joy that entails. I think if you've not got the biggest gaming budget, I think Game Pass really does have a lot of value in it. 100 games, give or take a month, and they get recycled every now and again. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. I mean, you're not going to play 100 video games a month unless they're all about an hour long. So Game Pass definitely has value. It's what happens with it going forward. We'll see. That's where it gets interesting, I think. But we'll talk about that in another video, I think. We are talking about the dangers of fanaticism here. Get back on topic, you tin-faced fanny that you are. My point with this video is really that loving something no matter its faults and not talking about its faults is dangerous. And I don't mean dangerous in kind of like falling into a quarry and drowning kind of way. I just mean that they will shove out more of the same crap year in, year out. The games will probably get more broken year in, year out. So don't all just complain on the internet. Vote with your wallet as well. That's also very key and very important. Something that I need to learn to do a bit more. Who do you believe? And these reviews maybe don't come out until the day and date that the game's released, and it's like, well, who do you believe? Who do you trust in this life? I mean, I don't know. I don't have the answers to that. I'm afraid that is something that you're actually going to have to figure out on your own, and that is no easy task. I would suggest any, and I hate to use this term, YouTuber that doesn't have a stake in what they're reviewing. I tend to stay away from people that receive review copies of things, because that can put on a direct and instantaneous bias. Could be subconscious, but it can. Doesn't always, but I do tend to avoid that sort of stuff. Anybody that's paid off in any kind of way, I tend to steer clear of them because it's just there's a bias put in place there. And I know there are a couple of people out there, and I'm going to use an even worse term than YouTuber, content creator, that will buy their games if they do receive free review copies from companies, or that's what they tell us. So you just have to take some people's word at face value because you have absolutely no other choice. I tend to listen to myself when it comes to buying games. If I look at a game, the way it plays, and I'm like, that looks a bit iffy, feel it out for yourself. You might, it's not easy, but it needs to be done. Has to be done if you don't want the same crap year in, year out. I know a lot of people are pissed off with like your microtransactions and whatnot. Personally, they don't bother me as much unless they really fuck with the game. Unless it really screws with the game's progression. I'm not a fan, but generally I just ignore them. They do have some cool stuff that I would like, but that's just, that's the nature of the beast. But there will always be some fanny out there with more money than sense. You can't help that either, unfortunately, so what are you going to do? Ban them? Then it's like, well, where do you stop with banning shit? Anyway, fanaticism's bad, kids. Bad for us all, bad for creativity, and bad for the progression of our lovely hobby that is the video game. And I've known a few fanatics in my life, mostly Nintendo, right enough. They seem to be the worst, although the Sony and Microsoft ones have taken over them by quite a mile in the last year or two, maybe even longer than that, but yeah, it's tiresome, and Twitter's a cesspool for fanboys and fangirls and fanatics and all kinds of degeneracy. All kinds of it! Stood my nut in. I'd love to come off it, but I'm too hopelessly dependent on that system now. I'm like the people in the Matrix that you see walking into Neo, then an agent turns around and scalps him in the face, and he turns around and scalps it back in the face, and it's just one big futile move after another. But I want to speak out against fanaticism, okay? In any shape or form, whether it be video game, movie, music, or political, but no more than that. Okay, good. Okay, good! Well, lads and lasses, I think we've come to the end of another exciting rendition of my pishy thoughts, and I'm gonna go. I've got a weekend to look forward to, but I have a 6-hour shift at work ahead of me yet. It doesn't start till 2 PM, but I can't wait. If you can't tell by the sleepy nature of my voice today, that the thought of going to work is just, it's exciting me beyond belief. So I'll say adios, and I'll catch you all down the line of life. Good night, good day, see you later, adios.